Welcome back, everybody. Hope you were all doing well again today. I thought I would do my best because I've had a lot of people ask questions and keep them coming because I'm learning a lot and I'm helping teach a lot for those that are getting to Celestial City Fantasy, aka the rebranding of Leviathan's City Fantasy. Just going to do a video today. I might hit on some extra stuff later if you have more questions and I can, clarify some stuff. I'll get a group up together. But today we're going to talk about your adventurers, or your heroes as I like to call them. But I mean, they are your adventurers, so to say. Well, they're not so to say. It's what it is. Now, they're under your characters. You have two types. You'll have settled and unsettled. Now, to clarify some stuff, every island can get how the best way to put this? This is a bit tricky. Like, say you, Fang, Caroline, there are certain characters, whether they are, and they are, as you can see, there are different qualities of them, which means they start with better stat or higher stats because they are better quality. I normally pick only the purple ones to take with me, but I'll teach, there's ways to get around that in the long ball game. But right now, like Carolyn, Crow, most of these characters, and like Judy here, that is a purple quality somewhere. Nope, settled. She was later in the game show up. Yeah, that'll purple quality. There is a pool of characters that will show up on every single map. They're a global pool of heroes. Okay, now there are some heroes, whether they are especially purple quality and a few blues, rarely any greens, but mainly purples and blues, quality heroes. They will only show up when you're on specific islands. Like right now, I'm on Treasure Island, the actual traveled to Treasure Island, not the, and this won't make a difference for most things, but not the starting Treasure Island, because there is a difference. And they can be, especially later, based on the tier of the islands, what level they are, how many quests they are, how far they go, the level of the monsters, all that kind of fun stuff. But that's another story. We're just doing heroes today. All right, now you can be playing and they'll come and go based on a patience level. They start out with a patience level. You can do things to alter that, starting items that you can buy in the creation of the game with your points, or by working on your airship. And you can go in here and you will see how much patience they will lose on a set timer. When their patience is 0, when the next airship goes up, they're out of here. Now they can come back. That's not a problem. But let's just say unsettled, this particular flame might not show back up. Now, what do you mean might not show back up? Well, except for a few characters, which almost all of them are starting, or actually, I think a few of the quest chain ones that you're allowed to have. Every time flame gets off that ship and shows up on your island, the game rolls a dice. What kind of gear he's going to use. I mean, it's all going to be great. That's that. But will he be a battle gun user? Will he be a spear? Will he use sword and shield? Will he use a bow and arrow? Every single time flame gets off that island, you don't know. And his bloodline, what it's going to be, you don't know. Let's go into the details. What manual he's going to show up, you don't know, because that's also tied to their weapons. At least the starting one they show up with is going to be tied. It's going to be a manual that you have to have that weapon with. And I'll explain that statement in just a few minutes. So just hang on. We'll get there. So you've got that. Now, let's see. Like, trying to think. It's like most. Ooh. Now, side note, Wukong, Zeus, and Yang, they are starting DLC character. Well, Yang is, and Lu Wu Shang is. But even Wu Shang rolled this. The last time I started a run, he was not a vampire duke. Wukong and Zeus, their bloodline, that is the only way in the game, as of this recording, that you can get this. And it's been like this ever since early access. That's the only way to get those bloodlines. Now, their bloodlines, as you can see, will have effects, hit, dodge, sometimes, they might not always have 3 things they do, but they also will give a personality trait. So because he's a thunder god, and this would go, if you could give multiple people God of Thunder, then all of them would want to do more quests when it comes to what makes them happy. And it's like, you're bored. What's he going to roll to do? Well, he's going to go do quests because that's his personality. He likes hanging out with friends. There, if you go into details, as these heroes stay on your island, they will start forming friendships and enemies, as you can see. So that will affect that. And he keeps wanting to train. So he's going to keep going over if you have the buildings. So if you don't have the buildings, you don't have to worry about it. It just means he can't do that to make himself happy. He's going to want to come over here to either the alchemy research, the small plume blossom, or the weightlifting stand. And he's going to, want to do stuff, hit the one of the 3 style of gems and work on some stat points. That's what he wants to do. Because Wukong, if I remember right, he likes to drink. Yeah, he's a glutton. He needs more food, so he takes more for him to fill up when it's time for him to eat. And he's a drunkard. He'll really want to, he could be halfway across the map to do a quest and be like, I need a drink. And he'll turn around, he'll go get a drink. Because also in details, personality, this is what they need. So it might take more, for him, it's this one. It'll take more food for him. So he'll stay hitting the different restaurants, ice cream stalls, shabu, all that kind of stuff. He's just going to hit one right after the other until he fills up. It just takes more. I think it just saw his battle go down. So, that all these are fluctuating. He's doing stuff. So I think he's out. What's he doing right now? Okay. Yeah. He's outside killing monsters right now. So his battle, he's like, oh, I'm getting tired. And he wants to rest. When this gets low enough, whether he's finished what you've assigned him to, if you've assigned him to guard duty, quests, handmade bounties, at a certain time when that's low enough, he's coming back to town to fill that need. Any of them will be. And it could be one of those where, somebody came to town, ate, or you assign them to increase a stat in here through some of these buildings we can show in a minute. And then, all right, I'm through. I got him retrained with a new book, a new manual. Well, by the time he gets to where you did have him signed, say on a bounty, he'd be like, I need to rest, or I need that drink. And he'll turn right back around until he can get this in the green. Now, so let's go across, they've got their normal stats. You can mouse over and see. They've got their rebirths. We'll go over this real quick while we're here. Rebirths. That changes what level they need. The very first one you get, you'll need to be level 30, period. Okay. When you rebirth, as you can see, he goes down to 1. Every book you have, which when he first rebirths, he should only have one equipped. He shouldn't have his extra slot yet. You need rebirthing to get this. So say he's got this right here. Actually, we can do that right now. Let's just use Wukong as a test monkey, literally. So this is your rebirth. Every island has one. They're in different locations. So you will add a character, who's available for rebirth, and it will check. You'll say assign. It'll come here. It's like, are they settled? Because you can only do it to settled. Yes. Are they level X? Now, if he has never, ever, ever rebirthed before, this is going to be a level 30. And the money will be cheaper. And I know it's one Quillian pill to do it the first time. So then you click yes. Whatever they are doing, this does not matter right here. Doesn't matter if they're hungry, they're thirsty, they're tired, they're on a quest. When you tell them to rebirth, they're going to start booking it to the resurrection point or rebirth point. Technically, the resurrection point is this thing right here. Yep, here he comes. He's going to jump on there, and no matter where you're on islands, you're going to hear thunder and the purple thing. And you'll know when it's done because that will disappear if you don't want to stare at this. Now, we're going to go right along. While he's doing that, we're going to go back and to detail. And like right here, Eye of the Heaven, same thing. So details, we've got that. Now, as they level, they're going to get one book. They start with one book. When they get to a certain level, you're going to get this. Then as you rebirth and they get levels, the rest of these are slowly going to unlock. It's like, slowly? Yeah, but the first few times that they rebirth, they're going to, the next time, they're going to get there faster. Well, why? Well, their level is based on their manuals. Say, it's level 46 manual, he's level 46. Easy enough to get. Oh, but you've got 2 books. Aha. It's like Wukong. Well, he's fixing to lose it. Can I look real quick? Yeah, he's a 50. Lou, I think I got Lou with 2 books. He's level 72. Wow, how's he level 72? Aha. Because he's got multiple books. So it's all of them added up. All right, Wukong is done. He'll be level 1 because he lost it. Now, let me pause this. And one thing, just a tip, if you ever have trouble, and let me actually pause it. This game, everything about it, whether it be pop-ups over, giving them stuff or queuing up building stuff, this game, a lot of their screens are based on frame rate. So don't freak out. If you have the game paused, you're not going to see anything. As soon as you unpause it, say I want 3 things queued up in a crafting station. If you hit those, you'll see the notification it went in, but you'll be like, but it's not popping up. That's okay. Finish doing what you want, unpause it. As soon as the frame rate ticks, you'll see it. So that's why sometimes you'll see me fiddling with the pause and whatnot through this. So that's a game design issue. That's nothing we can deal with. But all right, now going right along, he's rebirthed. He's level 1. Oh, that sucks. He's lost everything. Yeah, but now he instantly gets 1,500 max HP due to this because he's on tier 2, rebirth 2, and it goes up to 9. Agility 30, bone 30, strength 30, his intelligence is plus 30, and his defense goes up by 100 points. That helps him re-level, and you got to remember, he keeps his gear. So even though his level went down, he still has stats. Not to mention, if you've been good and you go into the collection here for attack and defense and start donating stuff, all that stuff adds up. So, and this right here, the collection for attack, defense, permanent. Other is the items that you can choose to buy at the start of the game. That's the only way to get them. This affects everybody. Settled, unsettled, rebirth 0 through 9. If they're an adventurer and they're on your island, this gets added to them. So Wukong is getting all this. His experience multiplier is plus 80%. So everything he kills, he gets an 80% increase. So he's going to level faster for that. So that's going to help him pick back up. Now, one of the reasons I did this, he just leveled. So if you'll see here, all of these skills that he has on, that he was using from his manual, have this exclamation. That's because, going to the manual, his talent tree has been reset. He doesn't have any talents because he just rebirthed. It reset him. He keeps his gear. He keeps, let me exit this, all the manuals that you've ever taught him. And you'll see, he's got an extra slot now. You could re-equip him. As he goes out there and fights, levels, and does what it is that he wants to do, whether he goes to the college to read books, not much for Wukong, but it could happen. If he goes there and studies, that gives him experience. These will start relighting up as his talent tree does. So as you get books that you like, manuals, and set the character up as you like, it will remember. So you don't have to worry. He'll level just like he should. He'll get the points back where they should. And these will slowly turn, well, depending on how fast he's killing, will go up pretty quick. Now, say this was his very first rebirth. This was all he had. This would have lit up. So you're going to click here. If he had another book, we're going to give it to him. But we're going to give him a book real quick. And I'm going to show you something else you can do. A lot of people, when they first start playing, it's like, this guy uses this weapon. And like I showed you, every time, like say flame shows up, some people will sit here. It's like, I don't want battle gun version. And we'll like kick him out or wait for him to leave and hope he shows back up again. We'll spend a lot of time on an island. That's not a bad thing. But every adventurer has to have at minimum one book. There's not really a reason to technically make them lose a book, because you can switch them, in and out. So it's like, you can have 3. Well, by the time you get to here, you might as well be using it because it's going to help him level. There's not really a point. Now, when you start getting more, because you'll have more than one book, you could click on here and choose him to forget it. And you lose that. Okay. But if you'll look here, that's right. Let me unpause. All right, so if we mouse over here, can I hit pause? There we go. As long as it's pulled up, we'll pause again. This particular manual is going to give him, 26 strength, 8 int, 10 HP, his maximum physical attack +1, agility bone, yada, yada, yada. And then as it levels up, you can see it's going to go up in proportionate amounts, not, one in everything or anything like that. Based on the book, before you put any points, you can see that, he gets good strength. The next most important thing for this book is bone and then agi. So you can kind of be like, well, you could give this to other people if you wanted to. And, well, when I say give it to them, buy these and let them learn it. Because even later on, if you decide, spears aren't for me, and I'm going to take him off spears because I'm not a huge spear user. You can do that, and he will keep these skills and abilities that he has unlocked at the level that you got it to before you turn the book off. So even after rebirths, if you rebirth them and say Yaksha Spear Art was not one of the 1s or 3 that he had activated when he rebirths, that level does not reset. So it will make things easier unless they change it. Keep in a world, this is early access. Everything is open to be changed in the future. Now, we're going to tell him to do this, and then this will be easy. So you will get, is it level 6? Furniture, bloodlines, yeah, 5, sorry. At level 5, you will get this Enlightenment Tower. And another thing, let me stress, this can be, a very relaxing game if you will let it. Don't feel rushed. Take your time and tinker. This is a very learning heavy. Even if you're going to reset later, just remember achievement hunt in this game. Those starting points that you're allowed to pick, buildings, heroes, items to feed your Leviathan, those points are earned through your achievements, through Steam. So in this game, hunting achievements, even if you know you're about to reset, it's like, man, I really wanted to start with a Wukong, or I really want Zeus, or, something like that. Well, if you're going to reset and you're on a particular island or your adventures are a decent level, finish out where you're at and earn that achievement so that way you get those points. But back to the thing at hand. Enlightenment Tower right here. Tier 5. That's what you want. That's this building right here. So what you'll do is you can come in here and even, you can leave the game running because you can go through every single man. No, that's the bloodlines, I think. Did they change it? So we're going to assign Wukong. We're going to do an example here. Are they all in here? Actually, no, just the ones I have. Now you can sort it by weapon, like what weapon he's holding. Is he a double-handed sword? Is he any of these? And it will narrow down the manuals that you have based on that. I'm not going to do that. I close that because we're gonna switch it up. Do I have them? Puppet, tips, dragon. For him, I usually send him as a flying sword. I like a lot of those books. I don't have my favorite one, or I'd show it. The Beast Mastery, which is a huge amount of summons. However, I believe Juxian Sword was in here. Was it not? If not, we can go buy one. 7, Duck. Are you Juxian? Juxian Sword. All right, here we go. Oh, that's right. Hold on. Unpause. There we go. That'll get us what we need. So we're just going to leave it like that. He can do what he wants. Now, if you look at this, same thing. This is, this one's more about agi than strength. And other effects. Attacks have a 50% chance to poison the enemy. And funny enough, there's, as you level, this has critical damage. Just you up it. We have an attack here. There's a reason I'm showing all these. We have another move here. Yeah, another move. This one just ups your agi. This one, all right, we'll come back to that. This one adds, attack has a 50% chance to poison, and I believe that raises it a little bit for each point you put in there. I forget the percentage, but it adds it. And remember, even if I don't use this book later, we still get this. But there's a catch. And I just showed it to you on accident because I didn't realize which one it was. This skill right here, Superior Flying Sword Mastery, Attribute Enhanced. And if you'll look in green right there, Weapon Required, Flying Sword. So all these other skills didn't have that. So it doesn't matter if he's using a spear, a bow, sword and shield, a hammer, whatever. You can equip these to him in that hotbar for him to use, no matter what. However, this bonus right here that increases his minimum physical attack by 2% and his physical attack by 2%, you don't get this one unless he's using a flying sword. Period. Now, later, if you equip him with a flying sword, besides these, this will activate on him. All right, but, so, we own the book. I've got the 50K. Learn. So, now Wukong's going to come over here and learn it. Who did I just do this? One of my archers. Was it Mike? Mike, is it you? It's not Mike. Who was the female archers? Not Judy. It's not Hong Mei. Erica? Erica. All right. So she's got 3 books here. As you can see, I've got them turned on. And she's got all these abilities here. So let's see. Shooting tips. Do I have anything from shooting tips? We're gonna... that's actually sharpshooters are really good ones. Is that on here? All right, so we're going to turn that on. So sharpshooter, because that's a really good DPS one. You know, Archer's Power Strike deals 200% physical attack damage to a single target, and then we'll add an additional 56 physical damage. So worst case scenario, she's going to hit it for 56. Yeah, that's not going to happen because she's dealing physical attack. So that came out of shooting tips. Now we can come in here and turn that. Can we turn that off? No. No, it's just going to switch. If I had another book, I could turn this off and you would see that this would stay on even though I'm switching it out. Wukong, did you finish? Not yet. All right. So while Wukong's doing that, and you know, you can go through and ever so often buy manuals. You don't have to use them just so you can have them in here and be like, yeah, we're going to assign you. And I just want to read stuff like, I think, aren't you a spear user? Yeah. So like I said, you can come in here and just tell it, hey, what books out of all these that I've been buying, picking up, whatnot, how many of these are spears? Oh, mecha. Wait, really? Mecha operation is? I didn't realize that. So this gets a lot of bone, a lot of strength, HP. What do we got in here? Summons a mech. All right. Throws a mechanical shackle, dealing 9% physical attack damage. All right, so you lay a bomb, you throw a bomb. This increases your defense. Aha. Minimum physical attack and physical attack damage goes up. So, and it'll be the same for the casters too. Pretty much this skill is always going to require X weapon to be used. Yeah, this shouldn't be in here. This is firearms. I didn't think this was a spear. That's odd. But I mean, technically, like I said, every person can use every single one of the books, but every single one, I think if we switch to here, yeah, every one of the minimum X attack and X style attack increased by 2%. That is going to be linked to their weapon. So that way you can't just have them learn all the physical attack books you can. So that way their minimum and physical attack just goes through the roof. It's a safety precaution, so to say. So, I mean, but you could go through there, and even if you're not going to use a single one of these skills, technically you could learn every single spear book just, or we'll use this example, every single firearms book just to stack that particular style of skill. There's nothing wrong with that. And then if you have space left, if you want to pick up, say, oh, here you go. Yeah, that you can leave. I'm not gonna, well, what? No. Close that. No, close that. You shouldn't be learning anything. Yeah. If you try to stop them ahead of time, you lose the money. But if you haven't given them a book, they'll just leave and you don't lose anything. All right. Wukong. So if he goes out there and fights, this is going to start leveling. I didn't tell him to start training the other style of fighting. So it will not level. So you need to click on this, choose it, yes, and it'll appear. Now as he levels, this will kick on. Now don't worry about it slowing him down. Say he kills a mob worth 100 experience. Well, he was training both of his arts, his skills, so 100 of the experience goes here and 100 goes here. So it's not 50-50. They earn it equally. So 100, 100, 100. If you've got 3 books on, if you only have 1 book, 100. So you're not hurting yourself by having multiple books. It actually will help you the more books you have turned on, because the more books he has, well, 1, the more powerful he's going to become, quicker and easier. 2, his level will shoot up faster, which is going to help on stuff and help him rebirth later. So you know what it took a second ago. He can't do it now. Settled. Yeah, you're not going to show me all, are you? Yeah, here we go. So if I sign him again, he's going to, this time he needs a Nirvana pill, which I haven't started producing those yet because I don't have enough people to justify me bogging down my crafting queues with that. Now he's going to need to be level 70. So you're going to need at least, I think, 2 books. I think 50 is the max of books one of the books can get. So you will need to start giving them multiple books to learn. It's just how it's going to be. All right, now. Let me open Wukong, and we're going to go to details next along the line. So, you know, we went through that. We went through the personality. Amount. Let me grab a mount real quick. You'll get those. Don't rush on these. They're not bad. So mount, you'll get those by giving items in here, merchant, mount, and you can start giving all this kind of stuff. It will fill this bar up. The higher you get it, the more mounts you get, and the chances of higher quality along with rarity and mutations. You'll go in here and let me suggest you've got breedable, you know, depending on them, they'll have different breedable times. My suggestion, you don't have to go by it. My suggestion is do not give them to adventurers until you've run out of breedable attempts on that particular mount. Because once you give them to an adventurer, you cannot use them for breeding anymore. Because they're no longer your mounts. If I gave it to Wukong, that is, Ashes is his, not mine. So I'm not allowed to breed it because it's, you know, it's not my horse. But if you give, say you've breeded Ashes out and it has no more times. So if you give this to Wukong or whoever, they get a permanent plus 36 strength, their intelligence, agi, bone that you see there. And there are different, as you can see in the background, there are different types and qualities, and they give different stuff. Now, he has a dodge effect. The mount moves extremely fast, increasing your chance of a physical and magical dodge by 50 points. He also has this special effect because he's green quality and he's a mount to boot, because they're all going to have special effects. He's plentiful. The driver's max HP is going to go up for 2%. It also helps poisoning. When driver attacks, there's a 5% chance that the enemy will be poisoned, taking 20% of agility, which the agility would be whatever the total agility Wukong is, plus 30 points of magic damage per second for 10 seconds. So 20% of Agi plus 30 points. So this could go, you know, might want this on an Agi character, plus 30 points of magic damage is set. So it's not going to matter if it's an int or physical. You want someone who's preferably on this that's Agi. So archer, dual blades, but it kind of depends on your build. You can build anyone, anyway. Like I said, this game, very customizable. Don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid to experiment with your builds and see what you can figure out and what you can get to work with a little bit of work. Okay. And like I said, there are different ones. There are some, I don't know if it's changed since the rebranding, but there are some like when you're on it for X amount of time, once you unmount, you will get a ability for like 10 seconds of extra dodge or extra agi because you were moving so fast kind of thing. Okay, so we got mounts. Let me open this back up. So details. So we got manuals, we got personality, mounts, we got that figured out. Social, how much they like, dislike someone, and that can fluctuate too. It all, if I change their bloodlines or stuff like that, given, you know, that affects their personality traits, they might start liking someone more than they used to, and this will start fluctuating. Now, here is the massive one. And oh boy, is this one rough. Bloodlines. Bloodlines. Now, like I said, this, you can change these in and out. It's not exactly easy, but at least this one you can do a little bit too. As you won't have to worry about it leveling up. That will happen as you play. As they go into the easiest one on most islands, and they've been adding them in, there'll be a gate of treasure. I think there's one hidden back here now too. Yeah. They will go in there and think of that as a instance like you would see in an MMO, but they don't have to go in a group. They'll just run in there and try to get stuff. Once you get to, I don't have to come back up, level 6, you will unlock the ability to research and do, and it's part of the very loosely done tutorial stuff from Sylvia. And here you'll go into the auto bounties. So every time, and you will get to choose every time that, you know, your adventures, and you can change it whether or not everyone's allowed to do it or if only settled people are allowed to do it. I let everyone do it because, well, I like rewards. Every time that somebody or a group of them do this quest, I get 6 of these points. They get 6,000 gold. And if I get to light up, they get 8 of these Howling Skyhounds. Okay. Now, that's one way to do it. Some of these will, yeah, they give the items themselves. There's a couple of them, if I can find it. I might not have any. There's a couple of them that'll be like besides these items, and they can get the drops off mobs too as they kill stuff. It will be chests, and they will open their chests and see what they get. Now, they will get those, and they will try to upgrade. As you can see, he's doing. It's not, and the fusion has failed. It's not always guaranteed, so they will need lots of them. So they will do their best to fuse it. You know, he didn't start out with this. I think it started out with the HP and the crit. as he leveled up here, you know, intelligence increased by 15. Then he's gotten enough points in it. Increases dodge ability. Dodge is increased by 25. Agility, able to evade. Yeah. Then he's leveled up again. Dex, agility plus 25. He's done the 5 Thunder Jew. He's upgraded to there. Each time you attack, there's a 5% chance to summon Divine Lightning, dealing damage equal to 5% of his HP with a 25-second internal cooldown. When he gets enough of this fusion to get the next one, and it has to go in order, strength increased by 80. And then the final one, each attack has a 2% chance to deal 5 strength, agility plus 60... see, deals 5 strength, agility for 60 seconds, stacks up to max of 20 stack. Oh, okay. So every time he attacks, he has a 2% chance to gain 5 strength and agility for 60 seconds, and it will stack. And even if it max stacks, as long as he keeps proccing it, if it's a long fight, or if he's getting to mobs quick enough, it will keep refreshing it and it will stay on. Now, he can do 2 at once. I just haven't given him another. One of my casters. Casters I have... yeah. He doesn't have... I think it's... Elemental Mastery is what I normally give him. And the Nine-Tailed Fox. If you don't have DLC, you won't have to worry about the Nine-Tailed Fox. This is a DLC bloodline. But as you can see, each dodge has a 30% chance to restore his hit points. And don't guarantee that one on a intelligence spellcaster, but he gains the power of the 9 tails in battle. Each attack has a 15% chance to summon a foxfire, dealing 100% of his intelligence plus 50% magic attack as fire damage to nearby enemies. So he might not dodge to get hit points, but I give him usually a summoning, a caster, a summoning book, so he can have like a little tank, and he can sit back there and pew pew if he's not in a group, and he has a good chance to nuke everything around him, or pull one heck of an aggro, whichever happens first. And I think if we go into here, yeah, you see he's been leveling those too. Now at the best, let's see, attributes, yeah, but based on this stuff. Now I don't know for sure, you can come in here and once it has the bloodline, you can see this. Beforehand, you won't be able to see this. What you will see, and you can do this at any time, as soon as you get this building researched right here. Mystic Fusion, which is at, go away, should be right in here. Yeah, the bloodline, tier 4. You're going to get it early. Using it early, debatable, but you can switch out bloodlines whenever you want, as long as you have the stuff. So say Wukong here. Yeah, you can click this and it will be like, hey, what do you want to switch it to? Or if it's something already there, you get an advanced button will actually work, and you can click on this and you can upgrade it, can you? And it gets more stuff, but you need this, which is a mid to late game item that you'll get out of the dungeons you'll do later, which is good because not only do you get these for yourself, but he will earn more stuff for his fusion. But all right, so let me click on this one just in case. Now, as you can see, there's no advance because he doesn't have a bloodline. You can come all the way down here and you can mouse over. This one's the newest one. It's not got the translations good yet unless you use a cell phone or something to translate it. But you can come through here. Pardon me. Voice is trying to go out on me. And you can read every single bloodline in the game. As you can see here, these are a dark purple. That's because I have the item I need. So if you click here, you can mouse over it, but if you want to click it to where it shows easier for everything, you can do that. And it will show you if you want Zuxian Sword Heart, you're going to need this, 500 of these, 500 of these, and 75K. And he will learn this. Well, once he comes in here and sits in the tub for a while, then guaranteedly his bloodline's going to give him, attack deals an additional 200 physical attack for every 100 points of agility. Not stackable. Attack has 20% chance to trigger sweeping sword key, dealing 200% of your agility plus 30% physical attack and damage to enemies in a cone. So that's what we're going to do. And then, like I said, as you saw, he was doing the fusion to increase it. You're not going to be able to see that here. But, I just started. You got this at what, tier 3, tier 4. I'm not going to have all this or have access. No, you're not. Catch. You see this right here. Or just to make sake, this fusion one, the elemental one that I put, this is technically the other thing I'll give Aramis to go with his Nine Tails, because it increases his magic attack. Ooh, buddy, and attacks have a 10% chance to release a fireball magic. So whenever he attacks, he's got a 10% chance to throw a fireball along with his spell or basic attack, whatever he's doing. So, but again, you can see these, all the purples are pretty much, every quality will be the same when it comes to this, their pricing, but their bloodline item will be different, of course. But, like I said with the other one, I don't have this. This is tough. You got to beat high level stuff or look up on an auction house. You see this little insignia right here? Is that this? Well, actually, I just looked up on 2 of them. But you see this insignia right here? So let's scroll all the way down, shall we? Let's find it. So, because they might have different names because, different tiers. However, the icon stays the same. And I must be blind. Does it not have one of those? Well, it might not have a green version. Wait a minute. Does he already have it? No. Maybe I don't have it. All right, let's look again. Actually, let's just go settled. Where is Aramis? Yeah, so I'd want this. All attributes increased by 60. Attacks have a 10% chance to gain strength. That's not good for an imp person. So we want Vampire, Earl, Werewolf, Witcher. No, Ogre, Psychic. Yeah, that's not it. Believer, Fallen. There it is. I'm just blind. So, as you can see, this isn't so bad to obtain. Only 150 of these two and 9K. So that's not bad. And once you get this, as you saw the other way, the advanced button will be in. Once you do it, the advanced button will be here for this. So then it will ask you, instead of having to reboot everything, it will have other, lower requirements because you're just upgrading yours to get to here. And you will have to walk it up. You can't go from green to purple. You could replace it from green to purple, but if you want to advance it to make it cheaper, you can walk it up. So if you have someone, or if he showed up with a green version of this or a blue one, well, might as well walk it up. And you'll walk it up slowly to this. But as you saw on this, everything can go to a gold quality. So it can get pretty strong. Let's see. What is next on our character list? All right, so we got the bloodlines. Enhancing. Now, you can choose to refresh, but this is going to auto do it. What you'll do is if you have buku money, every one of their gear pieces gives them, no matter what, his weapon attack is increased by percentage. When you get this to, at level 1, so you'll have to train him a little bit. He gets 150 hit points and his bone will be increased by 80 points. At level 5, his attack goes, and his skill keeps the other. Level 5, attack plus 100. Weapon will deal basic light effects. 10, strength plus 50. intelligence plus 50, and medium light effects. Not, I'm still trying to figure out some of these. There's stuff that are on here that's not in game yet. Because like one of the bloodlines says it affects your faith. That's not, faith is not something that's handled right now. Level 15, the weapons will deal senior light effects at level 20, strength plus 150, agi plus 150, int plus 150, and bone plus another 150. You know, along with the others. And all this stuff, you know, as you can see, goes up. Now, he's a level 9 at that. And these show up random, you know, which things they're going to roll, along with their quality. You don't know if it's going to be gray, green, blue, or purple. But, you know, this pants guy, level 4. What's his pants? 8. So you'll just click on this and be like, you sure you want to do this? You can ignore it if you never want to see this again. And I think I will. Yes. Let's wait for the autosave. Yes. So this will go away. It went into there. Boom. So it did it. You can do it again. Boom. And boop, boop, boop. See, that almost got that leveled up to a 9, even though we need it to a 10, but it will still help. But yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of time going through all your settled. Aha. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Eventually, you will get the refining shop here. And they will come here and spend their own money to do it. So Beatrice, actually here comes Wukong here. He's going to go in there and he's going to start paying to, yeah, see, he paid to enhance it. He enhanced something, then he came right back out. Funny enough, he just did his leg armor and his armor. So those just got leveled up for him. So not too bad. Now, you know, you might lose money, you might not on this building, but technically, even if you're losing some money, if all your adventurers are paying to do this, even if you're losing money based on, you know, maintenance, the wages for the people in here, you're still going to technically make money because it's going to be leveling your adventurers up. So there is that. Let's see, we got that, you know, college. Oh, this is the fancy version, all the way leveled, and it's the tech secret section. It is the cultivation style one. So they'll come in here, same thing. They'll come in here, they'll pay money, 60,650. Am I earning a profit? Yeah, it's not a bad profit. And they'll come in here and they'll pay this money and they'll gain 25 points in their books. So they pay me minus my maintenance fees and worker fees, 60,650 to gain 25 points into the manuals they have active. Not bad. And you can put other manuals in here so it's technically more effective. This is one of those, you know, use it. They gain basic mark. If it's already acquired, the skill will be increased by points. And you can, you know, hit edit. If you have them, it'll add them in. It's just if you add them in, technically, I think, well, I don't think, non-settled adventurers can use it, and then it makes them powerful, but when they get bored, they're out of here. Let me check again. Do we have anybody new that showed up that looks interesting? Nope. Okay. So back we go. We got enhancement, equipment. Yeah, we can come through here, find stuff we want. What is... Wukong doesn't have anything that's really oh, let's see about some shoes, shall we? Let's go high to low. And it goes from gray to gold. So gray, green, blue, purple, gold. We've got that. Then it goes tier 1 to, I believe, tier 7 is the highest. Might be 8, but I'm pretty positive it's tier 7. So we can go through here. As you see the ratings, nothing really screams give it to him since this is tier 2. Yeah, that one's not bad. Physical hits, crit, movement, and these can be kind of rough to farm for when you're crafting because they roll random. So, but the higher the pattern you have, the better. And it'll show you over here if I switch this out. Those, he's going to lose his bone, agi, maximum physical attack, but he gains so much of the others. So what do you think? And it's one of those, tip, suggestion, don't have to. As you get your island and your stuff rolling, when you can afford it, in your alchemy lab, I would suggest setting up broken armor to maintain 20. Really? Why? Well, if you come in here into your dye house, which is your armor crafting place, the lowest tier and gray, if you look at this, you need money, broken armor, iron ore, which you could put something in here where you don't have to use the iron ore, but you get iron ore like it ain't nothing. Fur, which you could put in, is that the crafting or is that actually in here? Yeah, you can put fur in here, and I probably need to do that. 20. Keep it, so that way we don't have an issue. And then, as you can see, I keep 20 of the lowest level sabatons. Why would you do that? Even at your level, you've got so much stuff. You got higher tier, which I've technically got the next tier. I just haven't researched it yet. And I got the points. I just haven't actually done it yet. It's just right here. And I'm, what, 13? Yeah. So let me, real quick, let me throw this on. Nice dragon, blah, 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 blah. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Because as you level this up, let's buy some wine. Even though that'll look like wine. Bracelets. And they have a possibility of bringing books. Yeah, their equipment they will bring. That's a tier 4 spear. That ain't bad. But, you know what the attack power is going to be. Basic. But you don't know what the affixes are going to be. Hold on. Can we do an example? Yeah. It's basically like this right here. And then you'd pop it and it rolls. If that was that, it's going to have magic dodge, physical dodge, and maximum HP. So, and we'll just open the rest of this stuff. Yeah, as you can see, there's a low level trainer warrior blood, angel bloodline. There's stuff here that I just got that they can use for fusions, so that will help them out. Now, this just unloaded and probably reloaded for adventurers that had enough of my shenanigans and not being able to live here. So let's take a quick look. Do we have anyone new? No? All right. Let's just find somebody. Is there a low level here? No. How long have you been here? All right. When they get here, especially early game, their affection is usually going to be 0 when they first show up. Now, as they do bounties, as they eat food, as they enjoy your city, this affection can go up slowly. But remember, depending on how slowly this goes up, and if you'll look like Judy, the affection for a purple quality is up in the 200s, and that can vary. Let's go unsettled. Let's just grab flame. 100-ish area for a blue. So that's a lot. And to get them to want to live in your city, you've got to max their affection, their favor. So what I do is because I don't mind throwing it away. It's no big deal to me. Delta, no. All right, let's go details. Let's find somebody that's not been here forever, because I've upgraded my airship quite a bit, and I usually try to take out anything that says increased amount of adventurers that show up, the amount of unsettled adventurers that are allowed to be here, and their patience level. I try to max all that So that way they'll stay here longer in case I need time to get them to like me. Oh, for crying out loud. Where was that person at? Because that's mine. All right. This guy right here. He got off the boat. You like him either by his looks, his setup, whatever. You like this. You like Tin Hong. So these are what I'm making, right? You got to get to 66. Well, if you click on this, go back. Hey, you're fixing to force this gear on him. Are you sure? He has good gear, but I don't care. We're sciencing this to show you. If you click yes, you give it to him. His affection points go up. Even if it's worse than what he's doing, you gave him stuff. He likes getting free stuff. So, as you can see up there, Unsettled Adventure, Tin Hong has applied for settlement. So if we come off him, go back on, yeah, it's up there now. So I think the purples, whenever I give them gray quality level 1s, they get anywhere from 22 to 24 favor for each one. That's why I do 20, so I can spam one. And I will just sit here and I'll spam through these feet until I see this, or I count in my head usually what, 12 to 13 pairs. Then I'll go click, click, and see if they need one, maybe two more. And then, of course, you just go into the adventure mode. You find whoever you like that said, hey, I want to live here, and accept. Now, if at first you just want adventurers in here, you don't care about their quality, just start grabbing them. You can later, especially since you'll at first have only 3 of the basic housing, unless you look up on some quest items until late game, you can click that little button right there, that little arrow right there, and you're like, hey, I like you, but you got to go. And it is literally going to boot them out of here. They'll stay on the island until the next airship, and then they're leaving. They're no longer settled. So if you grab a whole bunch of greens just so they'll stick around so you can grind and kill quests and whatnot, there's nothing wrong with that. But you want purple qualities. You want, or maybe blue at the worst until you switch them out. Yeah, don't know about that. Late game, which I think 12, because I just got it, and I don't try. Even at 12, you really don't need it. Promotion count 10. Yeah, and I just now built it so that way I can have it set up, and it is, you can see here, it gives stats to help make everyone happier in town. This is a promotion, so we'll just say they got to be settled too. So anybody that I have, and it doesn't matter, you click assign. Have they gotten through the 30th floor of the Polar Realm, which is you send a group of 5 in there and they rate it. They don't come out until they lose, or they get down to the bottom floor, and I think there's 100 floors or something like that, but you just got to get to 30. And once they do it, however far they make it down and clear, they keep that credit. So if the next level would need you to be a certain floor, as long as they've done that, then you can keep going. Then you need the money. These books and this stuff comes out of the Polar Realm. So you're going to keep doing this a lot. And when you get 5 good ones, what you might want to do, who was the lowest, and in that place you'll actually see DPS, who put out how much DPS, who much healed, how much damage that. You'll see actual meters. You could take the 4 best, take out number 5, and who's the new person in town? Well, will you 4 carry him through here so he can get his credit? Thank you. And what this is going to do, if Wukong, for instance, actually no, what we'll do, and as you can see, this is the same for everybody. character. So unsettled. Oh, Ling Wuxin, he's green. Well, if you get his stuff, and I think the items might be a little bit lower quality, but you still got to have that polar floor cleared. This will carry him from a from a green quality to a blue. And this will carry him from a blue to a purple. You can walk them up till they're gold quality characters. It just takes a while. So if you really like how, like, say, Flame looks, or going through here, you like Mu Fang. He looks awesome with that mask. All right, cool. You like these droid Kinshi kind of things? All right, there's nothing wrong with that. You want a complete harem of whether it be male or female. You know, you want a nothing but a male harem on there because you like looking at your men. Ladies, that's fine. You can do that. Gentlemen, if you would like a female harem and you're only taking the girls, we don't have to feel bad. You can get them all to gold quality. They're just going to take a lot longer, and, you know, it's going to be a little bit rougher for you, but you can get there. Like I said, if you get some of your purples, you can send those in there and walk Miss Beatrice right up. And then, you know, when she's of proper age, you can replace one of your others with her, kick that person off your island, recruit Ophelia. All right, let's start getting her up. That's my next waifu. All right. Or Hyun. Oh, there's my hottie. I got to have him. Ladies, you can do, or gentlemen, whichever you're into. No judge, no judge. That's what you like. That's what you like. As long as Hyun is good with it, I'm good with it. And you walk him up. Perfectly fine. Now, the last and final way that, and the boot trick works for everything, one of the last things you will need to know. Let's go to the world. Let's see, we're there. What do we got down here? That's not going to work. That's not going to, of course you're not going to work. We're going to have to refresh the world. Aha. Well, that's a starting island. We want another one. Explore. And raid. And yeah, arena. As you can see, once they get to a certain level, they're going to start needing this stuff. But there's Polar Realms, different level. But yeah, as you clear through, you'll get your chaotic energy you need for different types of alchemy crafting. But these are the chests that are going to get the items you need to upgrade your people. So you're going to be doing this, and they get experience, so it's good for them too. But there's like Polar 1, Polar 2, and the same for the arena here. And there's another one, yeah, controversial. And there's one that looks like a kind of a golem-y mech thing. So, of course, and I'm on Treasure Island. Well, I'm on a treasure island. That's one of the things of this game. This is like Marvel Multiverse or whatever. It takes into account, in case you don't know, like every one of these is like, but I have to do the quests again when I go to Treasure Island again later. I've already done that. That's not the same Treasure Island map you were on. That's technically a different universe's Treasure Island you're helping clean up. But Doom City, and like I told you earlier, there will be certain green, blue, and definitely purple characters that are linked to each island that will not show up anywhere else. However, if you click on any island, you will see like possibly characters like this right here. If you finish, and or, because they're not all finished, if you go through the quest chains, at one point, these characters, once you finish with Bowen, her character will show up in the settle once you're finished with request line. I know for a fact, and you can get her pretty early, about a quarter of the way into the quest, because she's got her own quest. Tiffany here, you will have, pardon me, You will have to finish every single quest on the island, and then she will thank you for helping calm things down. And now that her home is safe, she's willing to go. She wants to go travel with you to see the world and help other stuff. So, and then she will appear in the list of, characters settled or not settled, unsettled, because they will show up with 0 affection. Even though you just did all those quests, 0 affection. So start giving them boots or whatever you have. There's nothing wrong with giving them exactly what they need to be geared up. Good to go. I just spam the boots on there to make sure I get them, and then I will gear them properly. I just want to make sure I don't lose them, because especially these quest ones here, if you don't get them before their patience runs out, you're going to have to go to another Doom City and do all that again and try to catch them. So my goal is to get them settled, then worry about getting them propered up. So it's like, but why would you want her? She's green. Yeah, but in the long run, we can level her up, and this is the only way to get her, and she looks kind of cool. And there are other islands like that too that have some pretty cool characters, and a bulk of them will be purple quality with a few greens and blues. Like, if you start on the 3 islands, Treasure Island has, if I remember right, that you get the Viking chief from them. And you'll get this. Now, a lot of people, unless they change it in the future, past, like I said, anything past recording, right before they finish the last turn-in for the quest chain for her or Bowen or whatever, people will save the game. And this is all up to you and how you want to handle things. When you turn in the quest, like I said, she will pop up in the adventure page unsettled. Technically, she just showed up. So, Enya, I think they're on page 2 because I got so many. Yeah, here's Bose. Again, I think Bose has always had a great sword, but their bloodlines will roll random, because that's allowed to be random. So I know there are people that are like, I don't want to get this and have to do that. So they'll turn in the quest. How did Bose roll? What bloodline do they have? All right, load. Turn the quest in again. What did Bose roll? Until they get at least something they're willing to work with until they can replace it later. That will have to be a you and how you see fit. Do you care as long as you get that character and start working on them? Whatever works the best for you and how you want to handle it. It's your game. Have fun. And like I said, the manuals, you can mix and match as much stuff as you want. Actually, let's see. Where's Aramis's? Can I get you in time? I can. I want your manuals, necromancy, like this. This is mainly going to give, as you can see, bone and intelligence, maximum, minimum, magic attack. So defense of your summons, recovery stuff. You can summon, his big summons is a skeletal dragon. You can, or because you can, you've got slot for skills, you've got warriors, you've got casters here. And again, int. Oh, actually, this one doesn't require. Okay, because it's enhanced, because it's necromancy. This doesn't actually require you to be a staff user. Interesting. Wildfire Codex. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to take this book, even though the bulk of this right here is going to pump up magic stuff, minimum magic, maximum magic, and it gives more points into int than the other stuff. If you wanted this on Like I could give this book and train Wukong in it just so he could have, you know, a skeletal dragon help tank stuff for him. You can do that. There, like I said, there is not a problem with that. Your only limitations is, you know, what are you going to put in your manual slots and what are you going to put in your public slots? That is all up to you and your customization. It might take some time to get your, you know, book leveled up. So say if you just want this for tanking and you never plan to use it on, say, a physical person or even a caster, get up to 50, switch it out. You know, just make sure you have a 4th book and then switch just the necromancy out. So that way, when you rebirth over here, the 3 that are here go down to level 1. The necromancy would still be at level 50. So that way, you know, you can still get it rolling. And then you could switch it back as the active one and get a nice little bonus. And, you know, so, like I said, play with it, have fun, see what you can come up with. And there is a lot of room, especially later, a lot of room for you to mix and match with and see what you can come up with. Like, wow, this isn't working. All right, well, you don't have to use those skills. Just turn them off. So that way you still have basically this as a stat stick. Nothing wrong with that. Because, you know, that's going to help anyone, any low level right there, level if it hasn't reset. And if it has reset, multiple books will help you level faster. Thank you, game. All right, but that is going to get us for the bulk of kind of learning your character's adventures. As you play, like I said, just every time you see the airship show up, I just make it a habit to click on here and scroll through. But before we go, Nyx is my newest one. As you can see, I was very happy to get a purple character, and yeah, I know her picture's broken. She showed up with the gold version of the Masters. So I will never, ever have to work with this unless I feel like replacing it. Because before I open my mouth, let me double check and see if make sure they haven't changed that. Fine, I'll just use the scroll wheel. She's probably near the bottom since she's new-ish. Nyx. That, advanced. Wait, really? Okay. Whew. I didn't think so, but I just wanted to make sure. So, yeah. We can go into here and we can actually see with this, you know, she's got that. Intelligence, magic attack increased by 20%, magic defense increased by 20, master the 5 elements. Yup. When attacked, there's a 5% chance to strike the enemy with lightning, dealing 250% dodge value as damage with a 10-second cooldown. So if you stack dodge on her as a caster to try to balance out her staying alive, every time she gets out of the, every 10 seconds, every time she gets out of the way, zap. So that's not too bad. You can have some fun with that. But yeah, my casters, I do elemental rule and then the fire fox. And apparently the nine-tailed fox, that's going to go good with that, because if it's stacking dodge and she gets to there, which increases dodge, not only does she going to dodge and strike them with lightning, she's also going to heal herself up. That's going to be fun. But, oh, yeah, she's built as she came in as an assassin with a two-handed. This is one of the better dual blade books right here. I love this one. But, yeah, as soon as she breaks through, her next book is going to be caster stuff, and this is going to be switched out. But that still gives agility which is fine with me because that's going to help her dodge. And it does give intelligence too. And bone, which bone helps increase her hit points and, you know, all her defensive stats. But that is going to get us 4 characters. If there's anything else I can help with, just let me know down in the comments. I will make a list. I will probably respond to you if it's a short, easy question, or you can join me in Discord. Me and a couple others have been helping out in there the best we can, and each other, because we're all learning stuff new. And I've got well over 400 hours into this, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot. So, until next time, I hope you have a good day, good afternoon, whichever the case might be. But until then, I shall see you all on the flip side.